Hey guys, it's John here from Sonic Drive Studio. I hope you're all doing well. My very first proper guitar amplifier was a Randall half stack. I don't recall the exact model number, but I thought it was great, although the gain sounds weren't amazing to be honest. But it still was amazing to have my very first guitar amp stack. Fast forward like 20 years or so, and I finally have another Randall amplifier in the studio. The Randall RD100H Diavlo 100. When I started this channel out, I briefly had the 45 watt version in the studio. I thought it was a great amp, but I did send it back because I just wanted something else. However, I thought it was a pretty cool amp, and I've had a bunch of requests from you guys to get another Randall Diavlo on the channel, so here we go. Huge shout out to Marcel, he's a viewer of the channel actually, and I'd like to thank him for trading this amplifier for my Engel Iron Ball.
But John, why would you trade your awesome Engel Iron Ball for this amplifier?
Well, I do have answers for you. More on that soon on the channel. Anyway, so this is the 100 watt version of the Randall Diavlo series, obviously. And these are basically high gain tube amplifiers that were designed by Mike Fortin. You might know him from Fortin Amplification, a brand that is pretty well known in the metal and rock scene these days. Anyway, so he designed the Diavlo amplifiers for Randall. And today we're going to check out this amplifier and see how it sounds. So it's a 3-channel amplifier with a clean, a gain 1 and a gain 2 channel. Each channel has its own dedicated gain and volume control, but we only have one EQ section, so it's a shared EQ with the usual bass, mid and treble controls, as well as a presence control. And of course we also have a master volume control all the way on the right of the front panel. And the gain channels on this amplifier surprisingly aren't very high gain by default. The gain 1 channel especially is more of a crunch channel that is sort of reminiscent of a JCM 800 in terms of the amount of gain. And the gain 2 channel also isn't very high gain by default. However, the built-in boost function is there to boost the gain to new heights and to add clarity and tightness to the gain sounds overall, so that's a great feature. But to be honest, without that built-in boost function, I would not consider this amplifier to be a high gain amplifier. So in order to call this beast a high gain amplifier, the boost is essential. So it's an interesting amplifier indeed, and perhaps if you were to try one for yourself, it might not behave as you'd expect from your typical high gain amplifier, by default that is. I think it's a great amplifier though, so let's see how it sounds. We're going to start with some clean tones on the clean channel of course, and I'm going to put my Laney Black Country Customs Secret Path reverb pedal in the loop. It's a really great sounding reverb pedal, so I know that that will sound awesome. I'll be using my Baritone PRS SE277 for this clip, and that guitar is equipped with Dimarzio pickups, a Crunchlab and a Liquifire, and I'm on the neck position with the coil split. Of course I'm running my amplifier through my Fractal Audio LB2 reactive load, and through some high quality York Audio impulse responses. And for these tones I'm using the Mix 08 file from the ZILA212 package, with the speaker blend option, which is a blend between a V30 and an H75. Let's check it out. Nice! Not a bad clean tone at all. I did notice that this amplifier isn't super bright and it's a little bit bassy on the clean channel. but it's a pretty good clean channel nonetheless. I thought it sounded fine. Now let's move on to the gain 1 channel for some crunchy rock tones. And for this clip I'll have the gain cranked up quite high, and this should give you an idea of how much gain is on tap on this channel. And on the final couple of riffs I will engage the built-in boost so you can hear how that sounds as well. And do note that I will change the amp settings slightly to accommodate the boost, but this will give it a bit more cut, more gain and tightness, and I think it sounds really good. And for this clip I'm using my ESP LTD Phoenix 1000 guitar with the Seymour Duncan Custom in the bridge. And of course I'll be running the amplifier through another awesome sounding York Audio IR, an IR from the MES 412 Trad pack this time, and I'm on the Mic Mix 01. Let's go ahead and take a listen to that right now. Here we go. Nice, that sounded surprisingly awesome. Now you may have noticed that I had the presence cranked up pretty high, but it's a pretty dark sounding amplifier and it really comes to life when you set your presence at around 3 o'clock or so. Now let's get to the gain 2 channel to see how heavy we can get with this amplifier. We're going to try this channel with the boost function on throughout, and we'll be starting with some 6-string tones with my ESP LTD EC1000T full thickness Eclipse with EMGs, a 57 in the bridge to be precise, and I'm in drop C tuning. And again, the gain will be cranked up quite high as well as the presence. And I'll be using the York Audio MES212 V30 package this time, and I'm using Mic Mix 02. Let's check out these high gain tones. Enjoy! Sweet! That sounded pretty heavy! That's a pretty tight and very dry sound, which is perfect for brutal metal, of course. Not as organic sounding as an EVH or an Angle perhaps, but still a very usable sound that really holds its own. Now let's go a little lower with a Baritone 7-string guitar, my ESP LTD SC607B Stephen Carpenter Baritone to be exact, with EMGs in it. I have this guitar tuned to drop A flat, so that's quite low of course. And I'll be using similar settings on the amplifier as the previous clip. And this time I'll be using the York Audio ORNG 412 V30 package, and I'm on Mic Mix 01. Let's see how well this amplifier handles some brutal, very low tunings. Here we go. great! This amp handles those tones just fine.
But John,
I hear you saying.
we want to hear how this amplifier sounds with your Ibanez 9-string.
Well, alright, why not? I always enjoy busting out the old 9-string for ya. Not a lot of amplifiers can handle notes that are that low, so I'm very curious as to how this amplifier will react with the 9-string. I will use kind of similar settings as the previous two clips, and I'll be using the York Audio ZILA212 V30 cabinet this time with the Mic Mix 01 file. Let's check out some 9-string heavy tones. Here we go. Wow, that was surprisingly good actually. I think that the built-in boost really helps with extended range guitars. It adds punch, clarity, and tightness, so that really helps with those super low notes. So not bad at all. So my final verdict on this amplifier is that it's pretty awesome. Is it the best high gain amplifier that I've ever tried? Well, probably not, but it's pretty versatile nonetheless, besides the fact that it only has one EQ section and that it can take a little bit of time to dial in your tones. So I really like this amplifier and I'm glad to have this in my collection. If you want to hear how this amplifier sounds with the boost pedal up front, you'll have to wait for the to boost or not to boost episode featuring this amplifier. I'm sure you'll get to see that on the channel soon enough. But yeah, I really enjoyed this and I think it's a beast of an amplifier. That's all for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on the Randall Diavlo 100. And if you've ever tried a Diavlo yourself, what do you think of it? And also please drop a like and a subscribe, as that really helps the channel out. I'd really appreciate that. And you can also follow Sonic Drive Studio on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter for more exclusive content. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you very, very soon. Cheers!